Hello everyone and welcome to Stumptown Crystals. My name is Marissa and I am a certified crystal healer, advanced crystal practitioner, and Reiki level 1. So I hope you are ready to be inspired to create positive change in your life, because I believe there is a crystal for almost anything. Whether you are crystal curious or crystal obsessed, thank you for stopping by to share this crystalline experience with me as we build this new community together. So today I thought I would share a bit of my backstory just so you can get to know me before we dive deeper into this magnificent practice of crystal healing and how it actually all works and why it works, as well as collecting and shopping for crystals, and of course, the crystal education that provides the practical techniques to learn, align, and empower your personal growth in profound ways. So I love to tell my story of my crystal journey because I was able to co-create massive change throughout many areas of my life that were a bit out of balance, especially as a result of my former career. So to preface, I was actually a professional ballet dancer, trained in New York City. I performed on stage for 25 years and taught classical ballet coast to coast in well-renowned performing arts schools. But way before crystals, my holistic path began after a big job loss. I started a daily yoga practice to help ease my anxiety around financial fear, my loss of purpose, and also to help me cope with a lot of extra time on my hands that I wasn't used to. Although I was able to quickly find work in my field again, something was different now. Yoga became a practice of protection, of comfort, of fun, and even freedom from judgment, with a little bit of rebellion, as it was sparking the energy of this new life, but I didn't know what that looked like yet. Moving forward about 3 years, I was on a work trip and I experienced severe car sickness. My family was with me, and my husband suggested that we stop to take a break, to eat something, and then visit this metaphysical shop that he had gone to many years ago. So luckily the shop was still there, and when we walked in, there were hundreds of crystals of all shapes and sizes. There were books and sound bowls and healing tools of all kinds. And I remember feeling this array of emotions all at the same time. I felt safe and relieved to be out of the car, for sure. I felt content and peaceful, but I also felt energized and playful and excited for this new adventure. And I also felt emotional and grateful that somehow I was connecting to myself in a very soulful way. So as we walked around, picking and choosing our crystals, they almost felt like ingredients to nourish parts of myself that I had forgotten or ignored, or even pieces of myself that I didn't even know needed healing yet. So we went to pay for our crystals, and the bill came out to $44 even. Now, many of you may know that 44 is an angel number of divine protection, guidance, and alignment. It's being at the right place at the right time. And even the crystal owner seems surprised. So with crystals in hand, we made it all the way home without any car sickness. It was an absolute miracle. So a few weeks later, I started to integrate the crystals into my yoga practice, which only amplified the healing benefits of both. I began and ended my day with crystal meditations. I carried them around with me everywhere. I had them in my pockets at work, and I even began to wear crystal jewelry to help me connect with the energy of the intentions that I had been working with. Now, for a while, I knew that I wanted to become a yoga teacher. I was already a teacher in another profession, but yet I met with a lot of resistance, and I came up with ridiculous excuses as to why I shouldn't do this. It just became another day and another excuse. So this is what I came up with. What if I couldn't grasp the Sanskrit terminology and pronunciation? What about all of the anatomy and the exams? What if I wasted our money and I wasn't even good at teaching yoga or even liked teaching yoga? And at my age, would I even be able to do all of the yoga poses, let alone teach them? So I knew this was a job for my crystals, and I chose specific crystals and their healing properties to help me break down these barriers, to clear and release these limiting beliefs that were weighing down my spirit. I chose other crystals to help me strengthen my willpower and courage to imagine the joy of this new reality that my heart desired. Because if not now, when? And what if I caused more pain and regret because I turned my back on my dream? So in 2021, I became a 200-hour registered yoga teacher in Vinyasa and Yin Yoga. About a year later, I founded my own yoga and lifestyle company called Stumptown Yogini, where I teach and host events for yoga and crystal immersions. Now, even in my yoga teacher training, I knew that I had to become a certified crystal healer next in order to be able to work one-on-one with clients in crystal healing sessions, to offer crystal coaching and consultations, as well as intuitive crystal readings where I could help people navigate their situations for more favorable outcomes. And that's the story. That brings us to the current moment today. So before I wrap up this first video, I will leave you with some motivating buzzwords for working with crystals. Crystal healing is energy work and should never replace medical or psychological treatment from a doctor or financial advisor. Crystals are energetic vibrational frequencies that help us to balance the energy of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual energy fields. Now, these need to be balanced in order to feel balanced in our life. And if one or more are out of sync, it creates a domino effect where gradually it depletes our overall vitality. So crystals have been used for millions of years and hold ancient wisdom and sacred geometry that helps us to connect with our higher selves. Crystals can be found all over the world and beyond, and their structures are formed from their geological locations, which define their properties and powers. Crystals hold a perfect frequency, and we as humans do not. Our energy is constantly fluctuating. Even in one day, we can go from happy to sad, tired to energized, angry to compassionate, and so on. And when we place crystals on the body, hold them in our hands, or even wear the crystal jewelry, it helps us to connect to the frequency of those crystals that then help our energy to adapt and match the frequency of that crystal. So, for example, if you were feeling very stressed or overwhelmed and anxious, but yet you worked with a crystal that was soothing and calming and peaceful, that crystal would help you work with its energy to help your energy adapt and match the state of that crystal to help you feel calm. So you may not even feel this immediately or even intensely. Everyone's reactions will vary, but you will feel a subtle shift in energy that allows you the space to soften this emotional state to help you feel better. And that is the magic of the energetic body. So I hope I have inspired you to work with crystals and to join me again for another video. And if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for sharing your precious time with me. I would be so appreciative in this newborn stage of this channel if you would like, share, and subscribe, because the more people I can reach, the more people I can potentially help, especially the people that may not usually be interested in this concept. Maybe I can help them too. So you can also find me on Instagram at Stumptown Yogini, where I share a lot of crystal content and yoga and lifestyle as well. So until next week, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And if you celebrate, happy Mother's Day. Many blessings for happiness, health, and the energy to choose yourself.